Welcome, Pisces, to Mystic Crow Tarot. I'm so happy that you've decided to join me on your journey, and I really hope that whatever message that comes through for you today really connects with you. And if it doesn't, make sure that you check your sun, moon, and rising sign if you're cross-watching. There is no possible way for me to connect with every single person out there. So if you like what you hear and you want a little bit more, not a little bit more, a lot more in-depth reading for yourself, please visit me at iwanttobeempowered.com. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. So you can also send me an email if there's something that you'd like to collaborate on, or something that you'd like to hear me talk about on one of the lives. So I've got a lot of great things happening, but enough with that, Pisces. Let's get on with your reading. I want you to keep a very open mind when we go into this. I am a psychic medium. However, I do read oracle as well for clarifiers. Just works a little bit easier when we're trying to do a massive amount of people, like all over the world type of amount of people. So just know, take some of this with you because there is the psychic part too. So, all right, Pisces. The first thing that I want to tell you, that as soon as I clicked record on my recorder here, I got a lot of heart-based energy. And so some of you, there is a couple things that are coming into me right now. Some of you are really emotional. This last retrograde, all of this astrological stuff that's happened from, I'm going to say, end of May to now, has really wreaked some havoc on people emotionally. And I think, Pisces, you're a water sign. And with everything that's happening with water right now, I don't know about you, but I'm a water sign. And I knew before all of this was going to happen, as far as the flooding, that it was going to happen. I mean, I have been miserable. I'll just be honest with you, Pisces. So we're water signs. I'm Scorpio, with some Libra and Gemini, but for the most part, it wreaked havoc on a lot of people. So I want to just put out there that I understand what you're going through. I may be doing what I do right now, but oh my gosh, it's been a process of me getting here. It's been a huge process. And it's been a process of me having to believe in myself when absolutely no one else did. So I don't know, I'm just nudged to share that with some of you Pisces, because I know it's, you know, listen, my dad was a sailor. So I come by my sailor mouth, quite honestly, but it's been a fucking nightmare for some people out there. And I can feel that. And I use that word to describe that because that's the extent of it. Like, I feel like most of you have probably said that word a lot in the last 3 months. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. And if you haven't said that, then you need to check out the other signs, because the sun, moon, and rising ones, because I guarantee you that that's been kind of the general overview. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been some good things I'm sure that have happened, but it's been really draining. So I want to tell you, Pisces, that because of all of this flooding and stuff that's happening right now within the United States, you know, and I mean, Puerto Rico, we have all of the outlying, you know, islands. We have felt that because we're water signs. I just said that. So let this know, this is part of it. So you're not crazy. You're not depressed. I mean, there are probably some of you out there that are depressed, but I think you need to understand that depression holds a frequency. So if you want to change the frequency, you want to change the depression, you want to change all of that heaviness, then you have to meet it halfway. You've got to do the work. The work is not taking medication all the time. The work is not coming heart-centered all the time. Sometimes you have to get tough and you've got to ground yourself and work with that root chakra. Work with the first 3 chakras to consistently be in that heart space. Because I feel like I'm dealing with somebody whose heart has been literally shattered open for a very long time. This is somebody specific out there, and I know that's so general. It is what it is. But the words are going to click with someone. So I feel that this energy that you've been carrying within your heart, you have to do your part. You can't just stay in the same pile of shit and expect to get different results. You're going to get visited by different pests and bugs and flies, but all those are actually annoying you too. So I'm just trying to be very real. You have to make some change, okay? You can't expect. And some of you that are dealing with this, I think you feel like your ways are your ways and this is that. Well, it's not. It's been knocking at you, at your subconscious for quite a while. Let's put it this way. You're very close to Aquarius, and Aquarius came up with the fear card. I just did that reading. And it came up with the fear being a huge shadow on the wall. And that shadow looks very angry and large, but really what the shadow, what the creature is that's making the shadow is a mouse, and the shadow appears to be an elephant. So so they're telling me that, there's no time to be over dramatic. You either fix it or you stay in that energy. And I'm a Scorpio, okay? You guys are pretty tough too. So I think that, it's going to connect with you. All right? So do your work. Go learn. Go take classes. Go do something creative, okay, water signs? Because I think everything has come to a head with the floods. I think we're going to end up getting some more. I think this is going to be kind of the scene throughout 2018. So if you are an empathic Pisces who is aware of energies and the universe and how our tides and our moons affect us at a cellular level, then you're going to want to get a grasp on your emotions, because Pisces, this is coming up. If you're a water sign, because it's coming up more with the other water signs, I'm sure, then you're going to want to get a firm grip. And if you don't, it's going to be a rough 2018. So this is just what's coming up. So I'm not being negative. I'm just trying to convey the energy that's coming at me to say it's time to start taking your stuff seriously. Meet it halfway if you're serious. If you're not serious, that's okay too. That's okay too. But at least start with the very basics of being gentle with yourself and not feeling guilty, because feeling guilty and fear and being hard on yourself, those are not going to create any sort of, it's not going to create any sort of positive energy. So I feel like reading books for some of you may be where it's at, time-wise and stuff like that. Get audio books. Do something. Listen to YouTube. Do something to reach out, to start healing that part of your heart. Start leading with the bottom 3 chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. You've got to start clearing some of that stuff to be able to clear the stuff from your heart, okay? It works. You need to get at that soul level. All right, so I'm going to pull up a clarifier here, and this is from the Enlightenment Pack by Chuck Spezzano and illustrated by Allison Joy. This card pack was actually, I inherited it from one of my sisters, I think. But I'm using it for a clarifier today because I think it works really well with that. And so interesting enough, Pisces, I get the number 27, which kind of numerology, numerologically, I can't even say that. So numerologically, check out my other videos because I've said it correctly. I'm just stumbling over words. So for numerology, associated with this card, we're looking at the number 27, but actually what it is dealing with also the number 9, okay? So the number 9, I actually like this number for numerology. I think it's got a lot of strength to it. Okay, so as I was talking about meeting everything halfway, you are circulating in your karma is what they're telling me. Like you're in this pot that's getting stirred and it's just karma. You're festering in some karmic stuff. If you don't let go of the guilt and everything associated with that, you're not going to get out of that. The pot's not even boiling. I mean, it's pretty stagnant, actually. It's pretty lukewarm. So, you're not too far in over your head. But the number 9, the number 9 is associated with Mother Teresa. And I was really, really drawn to Mother Mary this morning too. So I just want you to know that connecting with Mother Teresa and Mother Mary, they see the injustices or the suffering, and they will not hesitate to devote themselves to rectifying you. Most importantly, they're going to allow expansion and acknowledgement of what you've done. They're going to call on your purity. And when you start to behave in that way, through purity and not working with your id, that's been coming up a lot lately, just with things that have surrounded myself and situations that I deal with sometimes, or clients. So grace has no room for guilt. Guilt is not graceful. Guilt is a powerful negative force. But when they come to you, when Mother Teresa and Mother Mary come to you, they're a powerful force. They are strong enough to bend whatever needs to be bent to get into your heart and clear this space. They do not want you to suffer anymore. And if you're thinking that if you happen to stumble across this message today, and you're just kind of on your path to experimenting with spiritual, tarot, everything like that, you're going to realize you're going to listen to a whole bunch of other readers. You're going to get what you need to out of them. Maybe you won't get what you need to out of them. But there is a reason that you are listening, okay? There's a reason why you pulled out of your driveway today and you went the opposite way that you usually do. There's a reason that the stoplight didn't work today and 2 miles down the road was a head-on collision. So if you're listening to this, I mean, don't make it so that something's got to knock you over the head, Pisces, for you to get this. It's a gentle nudge, fairly gentle nudge, to let you know that you need to really trust your instincts at a primal level. Because your primal level does not have room for the ego or guilt or any of that negative labeling type of suffering that you want to call it. It feels good to be in there because you're feeling so deeply, but you can feel so deeply in the opposite way. Okay? So just know that the number 9, it's talking about letting go. Letting go of what no longer serves you. After November, whatever it is that's going on astrologically, as I said, I'm not an astrologer. But if you don't begin the cycle of letting it go, you did for a while, but you've not stepped quite over that line and sunk yourself right in and really dealt with your things, your baggage. And I can tell you that if you've come across this video, then it's probably time to listen. Maybe not so much to me, somebody else. But if you get angry, if you hear this video, then I guarantee you that it struck a chord somewhere. And that's probably the first place that you need to kind of check it. Check it before you wreck it. So the number 9 we're talking about, it denotes a finality. There's a completion of a time. And also it's an indicator of death. And so I feel like this right now, with your wheel, where you're at, with this cycle, everything that's going on, way too much for me to even talk about in a roughly 20-minute session here. Let's start getting to the real. All of this condescending, arrogant, cold, distrust. They give me this, like, this eye of, like, meh, distrust, kind of squinting your eyes and disbelief or distrust, not trusting a lot of people. So it's obvious, that's not a good place to be. So I'm going to pull another clarifier here, Pisces, and this is the number 25, the choice card. This is also a healing card. So this is what it's dealing with. There's something inside that you're allowing that id part of you, that ego part of you, to hold firm to. And I think it's old beliefs, old values, and they're set in place by a lineage of unawakened individuals. Okay. So it's time, okay? It's time to make a choice and to let whatever it is that's no longer serving you go. Gently release it to the side. We've been talking about this since, some of you for forever, some of you seriously since 2013. We're going on 5 years here of this cycle happening. For some of you is what I'm getting. So for the number 7, it's connected with a searcher. You know, you're searching for truth. You want some value to your life. I think some of you are starting to get mad. Mad that some people have it a little better, and you start to realize that they do things different in the way that you didn't understand before. You might start to understand that now. You want to find out the hidden truths. It's time to start finding that with you first. They're saying it's time to start working on your self-esteem. It's time to become comfortable in your own skin in your social settings too. And it's also time to start paying attention to your words in those social settings, because some of you, I feel like, have a tendency to get really nervous and say some really absolutely ridiculous statements. To the point of some of you having really no boundaries. And I can tell you that if you are dealing with somebody who has an addiction, you may have had some people in the last couple months who have, even within the last year, that have released themselves from your life because they can't handle the cycle anymore either. Okay? So if this connects with you, please feel free to comment down below, subscribe, share, and like. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. And I hope that maybe the whole reading connected with all of you, maybe just some parts of it. But if you'd like a little bit more of a detailed reading, you can definitely visit my website, iwannabeempowered.com. Find me on Facebook and Instagram. Also, feel free to send me any sort of messages. You can do that right from my website. So Pisces, you've got a lot to think about, but I can tell you I'm a water sign. I've been there. I've been through that dark night. I've had a lot of stuff to release, and there's some really good stuff on the other side of it. So find somebody that you can trust to guide you spiritually, whether it's local, whether it's from a different state. We have the internet. Really find somebody who you can connect with more people, join a forum, join a group. Really start to open your eyes to healing that heart, Okay, and you're going to do that by grounding yourself and connecting yourself and kind of being forced, I think, to be a little more social this month. So many blessings to you, Pisces, and much love. And thank you so much for giving me your time today. I hope that you have a beautiful day.